Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video we will be practicing questions related to verbal ability for your TCS NQT exam. So if you are also going to attempt your TCS NQT examination soon, this video is going to be very helpful as we are going to practice questions from different topics. So just by watching one video you will get a practice of lot of different questions. So before we start the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I regularly post these kinds of helpful videos for all of you. And there is a complete playlist on my channel related to TCS NQT. Make sure to watch the different videos. You will get a lot of questions in this playlist. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's get started with today's video. And guys, by the end of this video, I have a DIY question for you. Make sure to attempt that question too. And make sure to watch the video till complete end. Let's get started with our first question. Let's look at this question. In this question, we need to find the synonym of the given word. Okay. The word that we have is commensurate. Okay. So what we have to find is the synonym or the similar word meaning of it. This one. The options that we have are measurable, proportionate, beginning, and appropriate. See, like, what does commensurate means is like, mensurate. First, you see the word mensurate is coming. Okay. Which is like measurable. Okay, something around measurable. Okay, so the word commensurate means something which can be measured properly. Okay, or has to be taken in a proper measurement. So the correct answer out of this will be proportionate. Okay, so the proportionate is the one, because proportionate means what? Exactly in equal amount or whatever amount that we have to take, in that amount or proportion we need to take, right? So commensurate also means the same, that is we have to take it in a fixed proportion. Okay, and not something like with our estimate. Moving on to the next one. In this question we need to find the antonym. Okay, so antonym of the word artificial. So see, we know the meaning of artificial, which is something which is not natural, right? So antonym of the word artificial will be what? Natural, right? So the correct answer in this case is option number B, which is natural. Okay, hope you understood it. Moving on to the next question now. Now we are given let's see the question first. Read each sentence to find out whether there is any grammatical error in it. Okay, so what we are given is, we are given parts of a sentence. Okay, and we have to tell if there is any error in any part of the sentence or not. Okay, let's read the sentence. A small baby breathes about 45 times per minute, while a child of about 6 years breathes about 25 times per minute. Okay, and option D is no error. So guys, like, just notice one thing. When I read all the options, there was no point where I was stuck, or it was hard to read, because when you get these kinds of question, I would say that try to read it in one go. Okay, and if you are feeling like, okay, I'm getting stuck anywhere, that means there is some grammatical error in that part. But since we were able to read this in one go, and we have clearly seen that there is no grammatical error in this one, everything looks very correct. So that is why we are going to select the option as D for this one. Okay, the answer is going to be option D, that is, it has no error in this sentence. Okay, this paragraph is absolutely correct, and all parts of this paragraph and all sentences of this paragraph are totally correct without any grammatical errors. Let's move on to the next question now. Okay, let's see the question. Which of the phrases given below each sentence should replace the phrase printed in bold type to make the sentence grammatically correct? Okay, and the sentence that we have is, I have got some tea but I do not have a sugar. Okay, so the bold letter that is given to us is A. Now we have to see how, like, with which word A should be replaced. Okay, or if not, if A is already grammatically correct fitting in this sentence, then we have to select the option E, which is no correction required. Okay, I hope you understood the question. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will elaborate more. Okay, now let's see the options that we have. The options are some, got, more, any, and no corrections required, right? So let's read the sentence one by one by putting in the options. Okay, so first let's put in, I have got some tea but I do not have some sugar. Okay, no, so some is not the correct one. I have got some tea but I do not have got sugar. Again, no, 2 times got doesn't make sense here. Next is, I have got some tea but I do not have more sugar. No, see, we also have to think the sentence in logical way also. See, we are talking about, I have some tea with me, okay, but I don't have sugar, right? So we have to say it in this way. I have got some tea but I do not have any sugar. This is correct, because some and any are used in this way only in sentences. Okay, so someone is saying that I have got some tea, but I do not have any sugar to add it in that sugar, in that tea. Okay, so the correct answer, that's why in this case is going to be any, which is option number D. Okay, so the correct answer is any. Moving on to the next question now. Let's read this question first. In the questions below, each passage consists of 6 sentences. The first and the 6 sentences are given in the beginning. The middle 4 sentences in each have been removed, are jumbled up. These are labeled as PQRS. Find out the proper order of the 4 sentences. Okay, see, we have understood the question. See, we are given total 6 sentences. Out of this, S1 and S6 are fixed. They are in their correct positions. Now, the sequence of PQRS is jumbled, or it is mixed. So, we need to rearrange them to make a meaningful sentence, right? So, let's read all the sentences first, and then at the end, we will see the correct sequence of it. So, the first sentence is, it is regrettable that there is widespread corruption in country at all levels. Okay, so there is hardly anything that the government can do about it now. And there are graft and other malpractices too. The impression that corruption is universal phenomenon persists, and the people not cooperate in checking this evil. Recently, several offenders were brought to book, but they were not given deterrent punishment. And the last option is, this is indeed a tragedy of great magnitude. Now, guys, before we move on further to the answer of this question, I want to give you some tips for solving these kinds of questions. Okay, see, these kinds of questions are, I would say, it is not very easy ones. Okay, especially if you are not having good practice of these kinds of questions from verbal ability. Okay, and if you are thinking that, okay, just by directly going in the exam and by seeing it for the first time, I will crack it in the first go, the chances are very less actually. What you need to do, you need to do a lot of practice of these kinds of question. Okay, then once you do it, you will automatically start understanding how the sentence rearrangement works. Okay, like how a paragraph is started with which words, and what is the usual paragraph starting phase, right? And then which sentence should come after one, and what is the next one should come, right? So in this way you will start understanding the sequences, and this will only happen with practice, let me tell you, because I cannot explain you in detailed grammatical explanation also, because with that also you will get confused. It will come with complete practice. Okay, so practice as much as questions on this topic. Okay, and I am also going to start uploading videos on one particular topic. Okay, I have already uploaded one video wherein I have taken 50 plus questions on one single topic, which is error detection. In the similar way, I will bring topic wise video too, which is going to be super helpful for you. Okay, now let's move on to the solution of this question. So see, in this question, the first sentence is fixed. Okay, it is regrettable that there is widespread corruption in the country at all levels. The next sentence that is going to come is, and there are graft and other malpractices too, because see, this is kind of a continuation sentence, right? So we have to keep on continuing, so that is why we are taking this sentence at the first, which is Q. Okay, so Q will come first, then what will come next? The next one will be, recently several offenders were brought to book, but they were not given deterrent punishments. Then we have started talking about another topic, like recently something has happened, okay, and but the culprits were not given deterrent punishment. Okay, next sentence which will come is R. Okay, which is, the impression that corruption is universal phenomenon persists, and people do not cooperate checking this evil. Okay, so that is why the correct will be, next one will be R, and the final one is going to be P. So there is hardly anything that the government can do about it now, right? Because we have already talked enough about it, and the things have increased so much at this level that there is hardly anything that government also can do anything about it. So that is why if you see, the answer is QSRP, and the option is option number A. So the sequence QSRP is the correct sequence for this question. Okay, so if you rearrange the sentences, and the sequence will be sentence number 1 first, then Q, then S, then R, and then P, and then sentence number 4. This will make our correct meaningful paragraph. Okay, hope you understood it. Let's move on now to the next question. So guys, before we dive deep into the next question, if you are new to the channel and if you are finding this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any important videos coming in future. Also, if you haven't liked the video yet, make sure that you like also. Let's now look at this question. Complete the statement. The officer who had neglected to file his income tax returns had to dash. The options are, return the files, pay a fine, be rewarded, play mischief, give warning. Okay, now the correct answer in this case is going to be, like, we have to fill in the blanks. Okay, fill the correct options from the given options, fill in the blanks from the given options. The correct answer is going to be option number B, which is going to be pay a fine. Okay, let's read the complete sentence once again. The officer who has neglected to file his income tax returns had to pay a fine, right? Because see, obviously he can't be rewarded, or right, other options are not fitting in. If you will try to put in every single option, you will understand that he has to pay a fine because he has not like he has neglected his income tax filing, right? So the correct answer in this case is option number B, that is pay a fine. Moving on now to the next question, which is this one: complete the statement. So again, we have a complete the statement type of question. We are given a sentence and last is the fill in the blank. So we have to fill the proper option in this blank. Let's read the question. Unless you work hard, you will fail. Means, now what does this sentence means? Okay, so we have to tell that. The options are: if you fail, you will work harder. You must at least plan well, then you will not fail. Hardly you will fail if you do not desire. So if you do not put more efforts, then you will fail. If you only work and work alone, you will fail. See, like now, if you would have also read the options clearly, this it is making clear sense that the correct answer is option number D. So let's read the sentence once again completely. Unless you work harder, you will fail. Means, if you do not put more efforts, then you will fail. Okay, so that is why the correct answer is option D. Now guys, a small tip. Okay, now in exams also, if you find out that if you are feeling that the answer is D, that don't just click it and like just take the answer and like move ahead. Okay, as I am doing, once your answer is finalized, read the complete sentence once again, because many times what happens, we think that the answer is this one, like option D, but that is not the actual answer, because when you will read it completely, you might feel that okay, the answer is not even like the sentence is not grammatically fit in with the sentence given, right? So the tip is that only that once your answer is finalized, read the sentence in one go, so you might get more clarity on that. Okay, moving on to the next question now. Again, we have a complete the sentence question. So the sentence is: his behavior is so unpredictable that he dash. Okay, and the options are: never depends upon others for getting his work done, is seldom trusted by others, always finds it difficult to keep his words, always insisted on getting the work completed on time, seldom trusts others as far as the work schedule is concerned. So in this one, the correct answer is option number B. Okay, that is seldom trusted by others. His behavior is so unpredictable that he is seldom trusted by others. Okay, moving on now to the next question. Now we have sentence improvement type of question. What we have to do in this question is, the sentence is given, okay, and the part of the sentence is underlined. Out of the given options, we have to see if there is any option which can replace this underlined word. Okay, if not, if already the sentence is already correct and no improvement required, then we will select option D in that case. Let's read the question. The workers are hell bent at getting what is due to them. Now let's read the options. Hell bent on getting, hell bent for getting, hell bent upon getting, and option D is no improvement. So the correct answer for this one is hell bent upon getting. Okay, so the correct answer is going to be: the workers are hell bent upon getting what is due for them. Okay, moving on to the next question. Again, this is a sentence improvement question. We are given a part of the sentence which is underlined. We have to see if there is any option which is which can be replaced with this underlined part of the sentence. Okay, and if not, we will just select the option D as the answer, which is no improvement. Let's read the sentence. When it was feared that the serfs might go too far and gain their freedom for serfdom, the Protestant leader joined the princes at crushing them. Okay, and the options are into crushing, in crushing, without crushing, and no improvement. So the correct answer in this question is going to be option number B, that is in crushing. Okay, let's read the sentence finally once again. When it was feared that the serfs might go too far and gain their freedom from serfdom, the Protestant leaders joined the princes in crushing them. Okay, so the correct answer is option number B. Moving on to the next question now. We have a sentence improvement question again. Okay, the part of a sentence is underlined. We have to see which option can correctly replace that underlined part. If not, the answer we will select will be no improvement. Okay, so let's read the sentence that we are given. If the room had brighter If the room had been brighter, I would have been able to read for a while before bedtime. The options are, if the room was brighter, if the room are brighter, had the room been brighter, no improvement. The correct answer in this case is going to be, had the room been brighter. Okay, so the correct answer is option number C. Moving on to the next one. Okay, again we have a question. Let's read the problem statement first and then we will solve it. In the question below, each passage consists of 6 sentences. The first and 6 sentences are given in the beginning. The middle 4 sentences in each have been removed and jumbled up. These are labeled as PQRS. Find out the proper order for the 4 sentences. See, we are given 6 sentences and it is told that S1 and S6 are in their correct sequences, but the sequence of PQRS is jumbled. Okay, so we need to rearrange all the sentences from PQRS to make them a meaningful paragraph. Okay, let's read this sentences first and at the end we will rearrange it. The heart is pump of life. They have even succeeded in heart transplant. Nowadays, surgeons are able to stop a patient's heart and carry out complicated operations. A few years ago, it was impossible to operate on a patient whose heart was not working properly. If heart stops, we die in about 5 minutes. And last sentences, all this was made possibly by the invention of heart-lung machine. Okay, and we have different options for the like sequence. Let's try to rearrange it. Okay, so as we know, S1 is going to be right in its place. The heart is pump of life. The next sentence is, if heart stops, we die about in 5 minutes. Okay, so the next one that is going to come in this series is going to be like S. Okay, which is, if heart stops, we die in about 5 minutes. Okay, then let's see what will be the next one. The next one is going to be R, which is, a few years ago it was impossible to operate on a patient whose heart was not working properly. Then next sentence that is going to come is this one. Nowadays, surgeons are able to stop a patient's heart and carry out complicated operations. And the final one is going to be, they have even succeeded in heart plants. Okay, and then final statement, all this was made possible by the invention of heart-lung machine. So the correct answer in this case is going to be SRQP. Okay, which is option number A. So the correct answer is option A. Moving on to the next one. Which of the phrases given below each sentence should replace the phrase printed in bold type to make the grammatically correct? Okay, so basically we are given a sentence. What we need to do is, we need to replace this bold part, okay, with one of the options, okay, so that it makes it more grammatically correct. And if we feel that the sentence is already in its perfect form and is correctly and is grammatically correct, so we have to select the option E, which is no correction required. Let's read the statement. Had I realized how close I was to the edge of the valley, I would not have carried the bags there. So see guys, this statement is absolutely correct when it comes to grammatical. Okay, grammatically it is completely correct. So that is why we are going to select option number E in this case, that is no correction required in this. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. So we have this question, okay, where what we are told is, again we are given a sentence, okay, and we have to tell if the bold part of the sentence can be replaced with one of the options or not. If not, then we have to just select option E, which is no correction required. Let's read the sentence. Most of the Indian workers are as healthy as, if not healthier than, British workers. The options that we have are as if healthy as not healthier, healthier but not as healthy if not healthier, so healthy if not healthier, and the last option is no correction required. So see what the sentence is saying. Most of the Indian workers are as healthy as, if not healthier than, British workers. Okay, which means they are comparatively similar in health to British workers. If not, they are much healthier. Okay, so but they are not lesser healthier than British workers. Okay, that is what the sentence is trying to say, and it is like implying its meaning correctly. So that is why we are going to select answer E as the correct option for this answer. Okay, because there is no correction required. Already the sentence that is given to us is already correct. Okay, moving on to the next one now. In questions below, each passage consists of 6 sentences. The first and the 6th sentence are given in the beginning. The middle 4 sentences in each have been removed and jumbled up. These are labeled as PQRS. Find out the proper order of the 4 sentences. So we have to do the sentence rearrangement. So S1 and S6 are in its correct place. Okay, so we can write it something like this: S1, and then 4 sentences will come in between. Okay, here PQRS out of those, and then S4 is also in its correct place. So we have to find the correct arrangement of the intermediate sentences. Let's read all the sentences that are given to us. Your letter was big relief. How did your exams go? After your result, you must come here for a week. You hadn't written for over a month. I'm sure you will come out with flying colors. But don't forget to bring chocolate for Geeta. Okay, now we have to find out the proper sequence of the sentences. So the correct answer in this case would be something like, first of all, our first sentence as always is going to be, your letter was a big relief. You hadn't written for over a month. Okay, so the person is saying, after getting your letter, I was in a big relief because you hadn't written anything over a month. So I was like considered, or I was tensed about it, right? So we have to think in that way. Next sentence is going to be, how did your exams go? Okay, now we are starting a new topic, which is how did your exams go, right? So the next sentence is going to be, I'm sure you will come out with flying colors, which means however your exams have been, I'm very sure that you will do great in your exams, right? So that is what we meant here. So that is why S is the one. And then next is, after your result, you must come here for a week. Okay, because see, first of all, we are talking about how you're like, we are proud of you and you will do good in the exams. Then we are telling about, once you get your results, you must come here for a week, right? So then the perfect sequence is Q. And then finally, but don't forget to bring chocolate for Geeta. So when you come here, don't forget to bring chocolate for Geeta, which is the last sentence. So the correct sequence in this case is going to be RPSQ, which is our option number C. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, RPSQ. Moving on to the next one now. So we are given 4 sentences and we have to tell in which part of the sentence if there is any error or not. So the sentences that we are given is, I have read too many books by R.K. Narayan, and the final option is no error. Okay, so see, the correct answer in this question is going to be option number B, that is too many books, because this part of the sentence has errors in it. Instead of too many books, we should say so many books. Okay, I have read so many books by R.K. Narayan. So the correct answer in this case is option B, which has errors in it. Moving on to the next one. Again, we are given 4 parts of a like sentences, and then we have to tell in which part the error is there. The options are, he was sure that he should win the prize, and the option D is no error. The correct answer in this case is option number B. Okay, the answer is going to be option number B, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because in option B, instead of that he should, we should have said that he would. Okay, because it's like we are talking about future tense right here, so it should be like would here, which should come. So he was sure that he would win the prize. Okay, moving on to the next one. We are given 4 parts of a sentence. We have to find the error lies in which part. The options are, he is too intelligent to make a mistake, and the final option is no error. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number D, which is no error, because this sentence is absolutely correct grammatically. That is, he is too intelligent. Okay, he is too intelligent to make a mistake. So everything is perfectly fine in this sentence. There is no mistake as such. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option D, which is no error. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so that you don't miss any important updates going forward. Let's see this next question. We have the word, okay, given to us. We have to find the antonym of it, okay, which is the opposite meaning word of it. The options that is given to us is, first the word that is given to us is revealed, and the options are denied, concealed, ignored, and overlooked. So just in case if you are not aware what revealed is something which is not hidden. Okay, so we have to find out the opposite of revealed. So denied is not the opposite of revealed, but concealed is the correct opposite of revealed. Okay, concealed means something which is not much exposed, or which is kind of hidden, right? So the correct answer in this case is concealed. Okay, moving on to the next question now. We again have to find the antonym, okay, based on the word given to us. The word given to us is essential. Essential means mandatory or important. Okay, and the options that are given to us is extra, nots, minors, and trivial. So the correct answer in this case is going to be extra. Okay, correct answer is option A, which is extra. Moving on to the next one. We have to find the synonym of the given word that is given to us. So the word that is given to us is debacle. The options that we have are collapse, decline, defeat, and disgrace. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is going to be option number A, which is collapse. Okay, so collapse is the correct synonym of the word debacle. Okay, moving on, we again have a synonym type question where the word is given to us is germane, and the options are responsible, logical, possible, and relevant. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number D, which is relevant. Okay, so germane means relevant, or the synonym of germane is relevant. Okay, so guys, like in order to do these kinds of question, your vocabulary and your word knowing power should be good, then only, and that can only happen when you practice a lot of questions. Moving on to the next question now. So now this question is based on passage. Okay, and we are given a passage. Based on that, we will have like 3 to 4 questions. We need to answer that. So let's start reading this question first, which is the passage first, and then we will take up the questions one by one. And you know, when you have these kinds of questions, there is one thing that you might need to read your passage more than once. So don't think that I have read it once, so I can solve all the questions in one go. No, you might need to read it at maybe, like, if there are 4 questions, so you need to read it all 4 times. Okay, so yeah, let's just be prepared for it. Let's read the passage. Okay, in the world today, we make health an end in itself. We have forgotten that health is really means to enable a person to do his work and to do it well. A lot of modern medicine, and this includes many patients as well as many physicians, pays very little attention to health, but very much attention to those who imagine they are ill. Our great concern with health is shown by the medical column in newspapers, the health articles in popular magazines, and popularity of television programs, and all those books on medicine. We talk about health all the time, yet for the most part, only result is more people with imaginary illness. The healthy man should not be wasting time about health. He should be using health for work. The work does the work, and that good health possible. Okay, so let's see the questions that we have. Modern medicine is primarily concerned with what? Okay, and the options that we are given is promotion of good health, people suffering from imaginary illness. Option C is people suffering from real illness, and option D is increased efficiency in work. So see, we have already read it somewhere that who imagine they are ill, right? So the correct answer in this case is going to be people suffering from imaginary illness. Okay, moving on to the next question of this passage, which is this one. The passage suggests that, and the options that we have are health is an end in itself, health is a blessing, health is only means to an end, we should not talk about health. Okay, and the correct answer in this question is going to be health is only means to an end. So if you refer the paragraph, you will find it very easily that the correct answer for this will be health is only means to an end. Let's see the next question that we have. Talking about the health all time makes people, and the options that we have are always suffer from imaginary illness, sometimes suffer from imaginary illness, rarely suffer from imaginary illness, and often suffer from imaginary illness. So the correct answer in this case is going to be often suffer from imaginary illness. That is, talking about health all the times makes people often suffer from imaginary illness. It means like they do not have the actual illness, but they think that they are ill. Okay, moving on to the next one. The passage tells us, and the options that we have are how medicine should be manufactured, what healthy man should or should not do, what television program should be about, and how best to imagine illness. Okay, so basically what the passage is telling us, we have to tell that. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, which is what healthy man should do or should not do. Okay, so the correct answer is option B. Moving on to the next one. A healthy man should be concerned with, and we are given 4 options, his work which good health makes possible, looking after his health which makes work possible, talking about health. Okay, so according to the passage, the correct answer for this question is going to be option number A, which is his work which makes which good health makes possible. Okay, so see, we have read the passage in one go. So guys, I know that maybe in one go you might not get all the answers. So that is why I told you need to do back and forth. Okay, so for example, if you are on this question, you need to pause for a second and then you have to go back to the passage. If you don't remember, okay, where exactly this topic was talked about, you have to read the passage again. Okay, and then you have to analyze what answer could be for this question. Okay, that is the usual approach of solving passage based questions. So we have covered enough questions. Okay, now, so guys, we have seen enough questions for now, and now I have one DIY question for all of you. So make sure to attend this question. Now what you have to do is, this is your first DIY question. How you will answer it in the comment is, you will write it in this way, first and then second, and then whatever is the option for first and the complete answer. For example, if it is ambiguous, then something like this, and then for the second one also. Guys, since you have watched this video so far, make sure to attend this DIY questions honestly, because you know you are preparing it for yourself. So don't think that others are going to comment down, and so why should I? Okay, so this is your preparation journey and you have to be honest with it. Okay, the first DIY question is, choose the most appropriate word to complete the sentence. We have this sentence that is, the manager's explanation was so dash that everyone understood the complex procedure clearly. And the options that we are given is ambiguous, vague, lucid, obscure. Okay. Now let's move on to the second DIY question. This is DIY question number 2. And the question is, fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. And the sentence is, the research team is dash the latest findings from their experiments. The options that we have are looking, reviewing, observing, and completing. Okay, so make sure to comment down your DIY answers. Okay, I will be waiting for your answers, and if you guys have been watched other videos of mine, you must have like noticed that I reply to every comment that I get on my videos. Okay, I try to reply every single comment, so make sure to comment down the DIY answers. Okay, so guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates or notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.